Hello everybody and welcome to Season 14 Tier 2 race of Slipstream League Racing. My name is CM Punk and today I'll be accompanied by...
Snacks, ever snacks. I am back. I am commentating again. I raced yesterday and I'm back into the commentary booth as the unpaid intern for today.
Yep, he's gonna be my little slave today instead of Babulas. My Greek friend is on vacation. I let him off the work this time. So, who are we gonna have tonight? We're gonna be having 19 drivers on the grid on the track of Spain in Catalonia, as the qualifying is about to go underway any moment now. And let's see who are we working with today, as we have almost full grid, 19 drivers lining up right now for the qualifying session. The sky looks pretty much clear. We had a bit of rain in Portugal, if I remember correctly, in Tier 2, but it is bright as a day today, and we are waiting for the first cars to show us on the track. We do have Rompostrat, who is a championship leader after first race of the season. Of course, that doesn't mean he's a favorite, but, well, technically on paper, he is the favorite to win this GP, but we're gonna see. We have some competitive drivers today. We've got Christian, the last season's second place in championship. We've got our gamer, who of course we know can also challenge for a championship. We've got plenty of skilled drivers, so we'll see which one of them is gonna shine first in the qualifying session. When it comes to the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes are leading by now with 34 points, followed by Red Bull 18 and McLaren 15. There's a lot of fight in the midfield from different teams, but of course everything is going to shift as we go further. So let's see who's going to be the first person to start his quick lap, and I believe that's going to be Aston Martin, but it's not Skamagas, that is Matt. So Matt is going to be the first person to begin his hot lap. I can see Crystals is now on mediums, so he wants to make a delta lap without wasting these soft tires. And you are experienced a bit in this league, you know a couple of these guys. Who do you think is going to be a favorite for pole position here in Spain on this qualifying session?
I do very much remember Crystals as a very quick qualifying driver. He sometimes does spin it in the race, and it is a very difficult track, but I think for qualifying he might just be quick enough. But there might have been a lot of developments since I've last raced here. It has been 2 years. But yeah, I don't think you just get slow at some point. I think he definitely has a chance. And then you've got these super fast Greek guys in here as well still. The RCC guys, I think they always have some potential to make something happen in the qualifying. But we are starting our very first flying lap here with Matt.
Yeah, let's see what he's going to be able to show us. So we do have plenty of drivers on the grid that could go for pole position. We also have Christian, who was a qualifying beast last season, going toe-to-toe with Luke GDI, despite the fact Luke had pretty much better pace in most of the races, but Christian was just behind him and sometimes even ahead of him in the qualifying sessions last season. So perhaps he's going to look for that championship that season, but we're going to have to wait, find out can he actually challenge for that. So far, the Mercedes driver is a championship leader, so Matt is going through his first fast lap of that session. We're about to see as he enters. This is the third sector. What is he going to show us after that first lap here in Spain? And yeah, we just have to wait a bit longer. We do have a couple of substitution drivers here with us tonight. I can see Bobby, I can see Inari, so plenty of substitutions here for tonight. I'm pretty sure Adesi is also a substitution. Yes, he is. So we're going to see what they can show us. Matt, as he goes across the line to make that time count, it is 1:11.2. I don't really know Spain that much to tell if it's good or bad time, but it's soon gonna be compared because I can see that I believe Alpine is about to cross the line. Yes, that is Crowley Voice. As he gets to the finish line, he goes second fastest, 1:12.5, so it's a significant difference from the Aston Martin driver. And Run Cruiser gets across the finish line 0.6 slower, and so comes Lepson 0.3 slower. So far everybody is slower than Matt. Skamagas almost 2 seconds slower. Something must have gone wrong with his lap. Crowley Voice as well, because I refuse to believe there's such a big gap. Smelto 0.5 slower. So again, no one can top Matt so far. Here comes Bobby 0.8 behind Matt. And you have to wonder how many of those are invalidated and how many of those are good. And here we go, Christian, who the first man who topped Matt by only 0.132, so it's not that huge of a gap ahead of Matt, but it is a provisional pole position for Christian as of right now. Let's see who could challenge him for that. I'm trying to take a look who's on the flyer. Gurla, who just set purple second sector, and you have to wonder, was that actually fastest sector 2 or is this just a game glitch? We do know that these sectors like to get purple just for no reason at all, so let's see if Gurla will prove the game wrong and tell us how fast he is, the Ferrari driver, onto the main straight. And where's he gonna go? He's going P6, 0.8 behind Christian, so yeah, that purple sector was just a bait for us.
I do think he lost a bit of time there in the last corner. I saw him slipping a little bit. As well as his teammate, actually. Crystals was slipping a bit in one of the corners, and that is why he just went back into the pits without setting a lap on the mediums, but maybe he was just trying to get a taste for the track in order to get onto the softs and for a quick lap later on.
Exactly, maybe he's just checking the limits. Anyway, he's gonna have plenty of time. We got 12 minutes left in the session. Some of the drivers still hasn't hit the track at all, but from the drivers that are working on the lap, I can see Equals, Match, and Rompostrat, who are working on a quick lap. Rompostrat has just begun. Match and Equals are about to cross the finish line. Match is going to be first on the finish line. Where is he going to go? In an Alpha Tauri from P15 up into P9. A second drop to a leader, and following him is Equals in a Mercedes, the constructors leaders. Let's see, where is he going to go? And Equals goes P3 right behind Christian. I missed actually Gamer's lap because I missed it, but Gamer is just on the back of Christian. Look at that, 0.029, so that is a very small gap in between the top 3, Christian, Gamer, and Equals. And of course we are still waiting for Rompostrat, who is just on his fast lap right now. I wonder where is he gonna go.
He did set a first purple sector, and he's now also set a second purple sector. So after winning the first race, it is looking like he might have a good chance of taking pole here as well, at least provisional pole. He is going very fast with these corners, taking down some brake boards in the process. But yeah, that's the last corner right here, and he is going towards the finish line. Will it be enough?
Not enough, but it is very close. Look at the top 4. That is incredibly close. Everything underneath 0.1, so that is a very small gap between everybody in the top 4. This looks like a great qualifying session. Matt is also not that far away. We still have a couple of drivers who are presumably aiming for the top 5, so we're waiting for Crystals to set a lap. Naiko is on a run. Larson, Malik, Hudim, and Tunari. All of these guys still hasn't left the pits since the beginning of the qualifying, and you have to wonder, was that because of their own decision? Is this like a plan, or are they just not allowed to? Because we know that sometimes driver gets penalties for the qualifying session, but I don't think anybody got that kind of ban after the first race, so maybe we're gonna see them later on the track, maybe not, we'll see about that. I believe Naiko is the man on the fast lap right now. Everybody else is either in the pits or coming in, so let's try to see what we can pull off in here. The AlphaTauri driver, and this is getting interesting in the qualifying session. Another purple sector 1 from another driver, and you have to wonder, was that actually purple, or is he just breaking the game again?
Yeah, I do wonder about that as well, because I was racing against Naiku yesterday. I mean, he was very fast. Oh, that's invalidated, and off the track as well. Yeah, I was racing against him in Tier 3 yesterday, and he was very quick, I have to admit that much, but I'm not sure if he's quick enough to take pole in this tier. These guys are a lot faster, and you can tell from Quali Voice just being down in 12th here as well. He was very fast in Tier 3, out here in Tier 2. He will set a faster lap later on, I'm sure. But is it enough to challenge the guys out in front? I'm not so sure about that one.
Yeah, I have no idea, because I'm pretty sure Crowley messed up his first lap. There must have been some kind of mistake because he was so far off from Matt, not including anybody else from the top. Oh, Cruiser! He retires in the pit. What?
Interesting.
That is even more than interesting. That is a what the hell moment. 9 minutes left to go. He's P8 with 0.8 gap towards the qualifying leader, and he's retiring from the session.
Yeah, he must just be very convinced. He's like, all right, I'm just gonna take it all back in the race. He's gonna start out at the back and just take those positions back.
Has he actually left the session like he left the session, or was he like kicked out? Maybe he just lost connection to the game.
I think so too. I think that he might have lost the connection. But
yeah, I refuse to believe that he just goes, goes out. Yeah, I'm trying to take a look at Smelto, who's just gonna pass Cruiser. Because look at this, look at Smelter right now. He's gonna pass Cruiser, who is his bot is just cruising that track. He's nowhere to be found. That is a ghost of Run Cruiser's McLaren, I believe. Or is this...
No, that should be
other
Christian,
one?
because Christian is on a hot lap right
okay.
now, it says.
I was convinced it's just his bot. So
They're
no,
just
so I
going
believe...
very slow.
Okay, so he's just... Okay, sorry for naming Christian a bot. I was just trying to take a look where's Cruiser. Okay, so I guess Cruiser is gone. We'll see if he can come back for the race at least, because hopefully we're gonna see him on the track. Tunari has come onto the track to set a lap, so does Hudim. Mali is leaving the pits right now. Larson still in the pits. Crystals is gonna set his first lap and he's gonna go P6, but that is a very small gap to the leaders. He's 0.2 from the provisional pole sitter Christian, so that is a great time from the Ferrari driver, but even great time here in Spain doesn't guarantee you top 5, which just shows how close and on the edge these qualifying sessions are going to be in Tier 2. They were amazing last season, so hopefully they're going to be even better this season. I'm hoping for that. So let's see what anybody else can show us. Nico Larson in the pits, Mali on an outlap. Hudim is setting up his first hot lap, and so is Tunari. Tunari just got the purple sector 1. Of course, this could be just visual effect. Hudim is about to wrap his first lap, so let's see where's he gonna go as he sits at P19 in that Alpine. Where's he gonna go after going through the final corner? And where's he gonna take that car? He's gonna go for P7, 0.29 away from the qualifying leader. That is a pretty decent time, but then again, decent time doesn't guarantee you anything, and he's just 3,000th of a second ahead of Lepson, who is P8. That is a tight squeeze in that midfield as well.
Yeah, there's some extremely tight gaps. It is only 3/10 down from the leader, down to 9th place, so everybody pretty much on the same pace right now.
Yeah, so using that we have still 7 minutes in the qualifying session, I would like to get some feedback from the chat if we have any kind of issues. Is the audio fine? Is the video fine? Are we fine? Are you guys fine? Whatever is fine.
And Christian! Christian improved
and Christian
by 3/10.
is more than fine.
Amazing.
Wow. So the first driver to go underneath 111 is the man Christian. So now we wait for the opposition. What can Gamer equals Rompostrat, Matt and Crystals show us? We got plenty of drivers who can go toe-to-toe with Christian. Gamer, he improves, but not enough. He's now only 0.1 away from Christian. He improves by 200th of a second, but it was not enough for pole position, though he is pretty much safe for now, at least for the front row. But then again, we have plenty of drivers improving. I can see equals improving by 100th of a second, but of course it's not going to be enough to even get ahead of our Gamer. Rompostrat said the fastest second sector, so that is promising for Mercedes boys. Let's keep an eye open for them. Let's see where they're gonna go. As equals, he goes across the finish line from P3, stays P3, but gets significantly closer towards Gamer, so that is a huge improvement.
And so does Rompostrat.
The same. It's the same thing. He improves, but not enough. What a qualifying session we're gonna have right now. And then again, we have to remember about Tunari, who, despite the fact he's still in the pits, I mean, he was trying to make a lap right about now, but he's coming in. We got 5 minutes left, so he's definitely going to set a time, and we know that Tunari is a fast driver. Stay his quick is an understatement, so we can have a 5-6 man battle for the pole position due tonight in Spain, so that's going to be entertaining to say the least. So I'm trying to take a look at the different boys from the top 5. I can see Matt on a flyer right now. Crystals, he's in the pits. The rest of the boys are in the pits. So Matt is the man on the hot lap from the top 5. Let's see where he can go, as he is 0.4 away from the champion, from the qualifying leader. He does improve by 0.2, so that could be a huge improvement. He can actually fight for the front row with that, but he's gonna have to go even faster in that final sector. Is he gonna be enough? Is he gonna be quick enough to fight for the top positions here in Spain with very tight qualifying session? Matt from P5 stays P5, but then again, significant improvement. But here tonight in Spain, significant is not enough to fight for the top. Mali is beginning his lap, and other than that, most of the boys are in the pits, I believe. Now Mali is the only one who is working on a quick lap right now.
Alright, we'll just go on board on this lap with him and see if he can set a quick lap. Of course, he has not set any laps so far, so it'll be very interesting to see where he ends up. Can he challenge the top guys? The game does pretend that it's a purple sector.
Ooh, a bit of slip up.
Seems to be that the car feels a bit too loose.
Yeah, and the second purple, I refuse to believe that after that many slip-ups he got 2 purples, unless he's actually flying right now. He could be, I have no idea, we're gonna have to wait to see the final results, but I am right now in much of a doubt. Let's see what this is gonna pull him off. Final corners, let's see. Second was already not purple, so I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be the best time, but then again has to put anything on the table as of right now to get himself higher from that P19. And where is he gonna go? Mali, the Mallet Puppy, the Red Bull driver, gets promoted up into P6, 0.483 away from the champion, the qualifying leader, and he's only 2 thousandths ahead of Crystals. Wow, significant improvement and a very tight margin between those guys. So now you wait for the final round of the laps, because Christian, Gamer Equals, and Dumpostrat and Map, they're gonna go for a lap.
Trolley Voice into the gravel. He was only down like, I think, 300ths of a second, and he's into the gravel. He did manage to save the car. He's going right back into the pits, but I don't think he'll have enough time to go back out again. I think it'll be very close, very close.
It's gonna be difficult, but it is technically possible. We got 2:40 to the finish the qualifying session. The lap takes about 1:10, 1:11. So if he's gonna be flying on that out lap, he could reach it, but I don't think he's gonna have enough time to do a proper lap. I'm looking at Tunari, and he still hasn't left the pits despite the 1 attempt. There he goes, onto the track. So we're gonna have to keep our eyes open for the whole top 5 and Tunari from the bottom, who can, you know, that Tunari can just jump up from P20 all the way up. Look at that train of cars piling up. The guys on the fast lap don't want to do that. And Equals, he was blocking the pit lane. I mean, I'm pretty sure that he was doing that in order to, you know, let the fast guys through. But the rules are the rules of the game, and Equals is disqualified from the qualifying session. That is a heartbreak, because that wasn't really that much of his fault, I believe. I mean, he was trying to get out of the harm's way from the fast cars on the hot lap, but he can't block it for too long. Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, there was a huge pileup of cars there, and I was on board with Crystals right there, and you could very much see that there were a lot of cars just going slow there. Crystals actually lost some time there because he was trying to dodge them. Oh, and now there's a Haas going through there as well. Oh, it's a bit of a mess on the track right now.
Absolute pandemonium here in Spain. So we're gonna have to wait. And Mali, he retires, but he retires in the pits. Where does he retire? No, is he? What? Where's Mali? I can't find him. I'm pretty much sure he's in the pits. Anyway, let's try to focus on the guys who are still in the battle for the pole position. This group shrinks because Equals is out of the challenge, so it's gonna be Christian, Gamer, Rompostrat, and Matt, and perhaps Tunari if he finally gonna stop sandbagging us and show us his true pace, because we know what he's capable of. So the final round of laps is gonna be crazy. I'm trying to figure out who's gonna be the first man to cross the line. Christian gets 5 position penalty. What is going on in this qualifying session? Yeah, I mean, everybody's blocking at this point. Look at this. Nobody wants to go through. Everybody's blocking. And if you're going to block too much, you're going to get a penalty. Again, very familiar situation to the one of Equals, but he's going to just get a 5 places. So it's Gamer, Rompostrat, and Matt who are left in this fight for pole position. And the qualifying session is not even done. Crazy.
Yeah, look how close they're going onto these laps. I mean, there's 3 cars right behind each other. I'm not sure they can go very fast like this. They're going to have dirty air.
Yeah, that's why they were trying to make some space in between each other, and Christian was just trying to make too much of a space, and he got disqualified, so he's gonna get P5 at most, I believe. Anyway, Gamer, Rompostrat, Matt, we're gonna have to switch between those guys to see who's gonna be fastest. Oh, and Gamer spun! Gamer's out! Look at this! He's not gonna improve, so Gamer's out of the picture, unless Rompostrat and Matt doesn't improve. He will still be on pole, of course, because he's P2 as of right now, including Christian's penalty. He's a pole sitter, but Rompostrat is improving, not too heavily, but if he keeps on going with that pace, he just might snatch it. Let's see. Rompostrat, sitting at P3 currently, can he go for pole position? The battle is open. The glove is waiting there to be picked up. Can he do that? Rompostrat across the finish line. He stays P3, so he's not going to be fighting for pole. Matt gets a bit slippery as well out of the final corner. Christian improves, but he's not going to count for a pole position fight. And Matt is in the pits, so I believe it's safe to say that he is already at pole position, looking for Tonari. His P12 only. What is going on?
Crawley
Smelto
goes
has
into
spawned.
P8 as well here. Crawley back into the top 10.
Crawley
in
back,
11th
but
place.
Jesus Christ, what a ridiculous qualifying session. So, at the end of the day, it's Gamer who's going to be starting from pole in Spain, Rompostrat P2, since Christian's going to be sent back 5 places. He's going to be P5 or P6, I'm pretty sure he's going to be P5, right? If I count correctly, I'm not that good at maths, unfortunately. Anyway, Matt is P4, that is for sure. Then again, I think it's Christian P5, then Nico. We got Mali, Crystals, Crowley, Hudim, Leps, and Smelto. Tonari just P12 equals disqualified. That might be just the most ridiculous qualifying session in a while in Slipstream League Racing. Well, this season for sure, because it's only comparable to last race, but one of the most ridiculous one we've seen in a while. So yeah, our Gamer pole position, despite being 0.2 seconds slower than the pole sitter Christian, who gets 5-second penalty, 5 positions grid penalty, equals disqualified. What is going on here in Spain? So that only gives us a lot more to expect from the race itself. I just can't wait to see what's going to happen in that race.
Yeah, and
So,
especially
yeah,
the upper midfield, I think, will be the most interesting battle, because there's just so many cars that were just that half-second slower than pole time. And, well, you saw it, they couldn't, well, at least half of them couldn't finish their final lap in the qualifying. So I think there's some really close battles coming with some faster guys starting behind, especially Christian as well now. He's going to fight his way through. He's going to want to get back onto the top here, going back into P1, but it'll take
Christian
a while.
and Equals. I mean, let's remember that Equals had a pace of top 5, but he's going to be starting P20, so he's going to have a lot of work to be done. Tonari as well, because I got info from the chat. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but Icewin says that he drove with ERS off. If that's the case and he's still got P12, then he's going to have a lot of work to be done as well. It's going to be interesting to see what these guys are capable of. So we're going to have to take a look at the front top 5 in the start of the race, but then we're going to have to switch a bit from here and there. We're going to have to see what can Tonari, Equals, and Christian do in that midfield as they go up.
See, I think I think I should ask for a promotion with all this camera switching. You know, I'm the race director as well. I'm not being paid for this. I think I'll ask for a promotion at some point.
You should ask for a raise. At least a bit. From 0 to 1% of pay. Could be enough. I can't remember if we have a formation lap here in Spain, so we have to be ready just in case if we're going to be going green.
Yes, I do believe we had a formation lap yesterday, so I am assuming that we will have one as well.
But then again, you have some different race direction informations every race, so I'm just gonna be curious, because I was caught sleeping last time. That I was like, oh yeah, there's gonna be definitely a formation lap, and it was just race straight out of the way. So I'm just gonna keep my eyes open this time to not get caught. Icewind says he's just bashing him because he can't do 10-6, 10-7. Okay, it is a formation lap, so we're safe. Gamer, Rompostrat, Matt, Nico, Mali, Christian, P6. Okay, it's not P5, it's P6. And then Equals in the back. That is gonna be one heck of a race, at least that's what it seems like. So let's see what's gonna happen. As of right now, how many safety cars do you expect to have in the race on the track like Spain in those conditions?
You know, with so many people fighting their way through to the front, I do believe that the potential is there for safety cars, and it is Tier 2. Never underestimate the power of Tier 2 to cause some safety cars. So it is very possible that we will see some, and it will cause some interesting strategies. So I won't say that I'm hoping for safety cars, but if they're gonna happen, I'm not gonna be too mad about them.
Yep, exactly. Like you said, there's a huge potential to see some safety car action. Of course, I'm not hoping for that because, I mean, sometimes it helps, but sometimes it also ruins a race for a lot of guys. We saw this more than once last season. Who was watching Tier 2 last season knows what I'm talking about. Many times safety cars ruin races for some, saved others. So yeah, that is completely objective to see who's gonna get the best of it. So, as we're almost ready to go, I'm just trying to set up myself some crucial information via the game. So let's take a look at the tire situation. And an interesting fact to point out, we only got 2 drivers on soft set of tires. It is starting 19th Alok Adesi and starting from P1 R Gamer. So my call is he's starting on softs because he believes it's gonna be an early safety car, because almost half entire grid is on either mediums or hards. And then there he is, R Gamer, soft from the front. We know his tire strats can be genius. He proved that last race with a huge gamble on these inters and slicks, and it would have paid off if it wasn't for some penalties and safety cars. But then again, our gamer can handle his tire situation very well, so I just have to wonder, is this another gamble of saying, okay, it's gonna be an early safety car, or is there something more to it that we just don't know? Anyway, we're gonna find out in exactly about 33 laps. Matt couldn't set up properly on the grid, Hudim couldn't set up properly, and Smelto and Lepsin, who's gonna be joining the list of the one who can't show up.
We're all lined up, I think. Everybody ready for the starts?
Here we go. Spanish Grand Prix, the lights are going red. And they're off. Our gamer, who's trying to get the best start, but Rompostrat trying to make it work. Our gamer closes him off, but Rompostrat had familiar, if not even better start. It's gonna be difficult coming into turn 1. There's gonna be plenty of cars. Who's gonna be leading? Gamer still in the lead. Rompostrat following him through. Matt is fighting Mali, so we don't have too many position swaps in the top. There's a lot of fight in the midfield between Tonari and the rest of the boys, but as we go right now, very much surprisingly clean. I can see that Mali is going up into P3, trying to fight for P2 already against Rompostrat, but Matt is trying to win the position back. He can't do it as of right now, but he's gonna keep trying. We have some overtakes in the midfield, but I'm trying to stick with who has the most opportunities for some overtakes. I can see Hudim fighting against Ferrari. There he goes up into P7 as the entire stake seems to be falling off from each other, at least most of the boys, as our gamer trying to make a lot of gap for himself. They're very close in the midfield. I can see another fight between Christian and Nico, as Christian gets himself up into P5. Nice move from him, as I can see Mali struggling. Oh, Mali's struggling heavily. Can Christian or Matt use that situation? I don't think they do. But Rompostrat and Gamer, they're going to use that very nicely because they're pulling away as being the top 2. And we have first pit stop. Tonari coming in the pits, most likely due to front wing damage, because I don't see any other reason as to why. And Matt is going to move round the outside onto the left side of the Red Bull. No, he doesn't make a move. Seemed like he was going to go for it. He backs it up for now, but he's definitely going to try that one more time in a minute. We have a bit of a gap building between Crowley Voice and Hudim, so we have that snake going from Mali all the way down to Hudim, and Hudim just got himself a position up against Nico. Nico's gonna try to win the position back on the inside. Is he gonna do it? Yes, he does. Back up into P6. Ooh, sending Hudim wide, so it's gonna be difficult for Hudim to stay in there, but he stays in there nicely. He's still in the fight, and we still have this battle going on for P3 as Mali is leading that huge trail of cars, and now Crowley Voice just reduced the gap to Hudim thanks to his mistake of going too wide after being pushed a bit from Nico as well. So it's gonna be a long trail of cars. We have to watch out for that midfield onto where we can get the most amount of action, while in the meantime Gamer and Rompostrat are just zooming away, already about 2 seconds worth of gap ahead of Mali. So that was a great plan from Gamer that actually paid off thanks to Mali's mistake, as he's now zooming for the win. Rompostrat trying to stay behind him on the worst set of tires, but he's actually doing it quite nicely. The RS is now enabled. I'm trying to take a look at what is Matt doing. Matt is giving up position.
Interesting.
And you have to wonder why, because that was clearly intentional. Maybe he's just trying to stay on the back of Christian. Maybe there was some kind of bigger plan in his head, because for sure he's not just giving him position as a gift. So let's see what's going to happen later on. I can see that now Christian is on the hunt of Mali. He's most likely going to be fighting him anytime soon. In the meantime, trying to look for some battle in the midfield. I can see Hudim and Nico are still going at it, but Hudim still hasn't made the move for the position to win his P6 back against Nico, who is on a hard compound while he's on a medium, so he should be faster, but Nico has been defending pretty good so far, and he's still holding at P6. Maybe now he's gonna do it. Hudim tries to move to the left side of Nico, of the AlphaTauri driver, and there he goes on the inside, making that move count. He's gonna send them wide. No, he's gonna do it clean and properly. The Alpine driver gets back into P6. Trying to take a look who's closest to each other. Nico is still pretty close behind him, but I can see that Crystals is defending Equals. He's already back up into P11. What a feature, because he was starting P20, remember about that, and he's already almost in the points, so Equals is making those positions count. So let's see what's gonna happen.
Oh, and there's a move on in front. Christian has taken Mali, so yeah, it does in a way pay off for Matt, because now at least Christian isn't pressuring him from behind. He is now overtaking Mali for P3.
Let's go, and Christian is up into P3, and we're trying to follow all the action. Of course, it's impossible. I'm trying to personally stick with Cruiser, Equals, and Crystals, because I'm still baffling about how Equals is just gaining those positions. Again, started P20, already trying to get past Crystals for P10 for pointing position. There's so much potential for him in this race. Let's see what it's gonna lead to. He's probably the closest man on the track towards an overtake as of right now, only 0.120 behind Ferrari driver as he gets the DRS wide open. Can he move to the left, to the right, trying to find his spot? No, but behind him, Alokadesi is making a move on the McLaren, tries to go wide. Cruiser defending, but he can't defend too much. Oh, there was a bit of bump in between Haas and McLaren, but they're both fine and still kicking. Well done for the drivers to not take each other out, because we know that sometimes tend to happen, but they're still going clean. And now Equals gets a good exit from the corner. He might just make a move. No, still not enough pace, while Alokadesi finally makes a move down on Cruiser as he's up into P13. So wow, a lot of action as of right now. So what do you want to stick with?
Yeah, I think these soft tires right now working very well for Daisy. He is gaining positions left and right. Keep in mind, he was starting in P19, so he has already made 7 overtakes on the track. He is really gaining these positions, and you just saw it with that overtake on Root Cruiser. Those soft tires are still very much going, but they will struggle soon. I know how these soft tires feel, and they do very much lose their pace after a bit.
Yeah, as you said, that Equals just had a bit of a mishap. He got a bit of slippery right there, so he's gonna lose a bit of pace, but the amount of pace he's distributing right now is incredible. Matt gets a 3-second penalty for leaving the track too many times. That is the first penalty of the day. I don't think you should expect too much of them compared to Portugal, where we had just... I think at Portugal, 90% of the grid got a penalty of some kind, so that was a penalty fest. Well, in the meantime, Daisy is trying to get past Equals as he was trying to make these soft tires work, but he can't do that properly just about yet. He's gonna have a good exit for the corner, but Equals is just too quick on the straight and he's gonna pull away from him. I can see that there's plenty of fight in the top, as well as Christian is still leading that train. Mali, he's struggling to follow Christian on his pace, while Hudim and Matt are getting irritated, trying to win a position. And as in the meantime, Nico and Ferrari! Nico and Crystals going out. I haven't seen the exact thing going out. I just saw Ferrari going sideways into the corner, and then Nico as well, but I can't tell you exactly what happened. Anyway, the aftermath, Nico and Crystals are down to the very bottom of the grid. In the meantime, Rompostrat actually was able to keep up his great work. He's still following our Gamer, despite Gamer being on the better tire from the beginning. He's still keeping up behind him, and Christian is still leading that train that is now getting Mali P4, Hudim behind him P5 and P6 Matt. So Smelto is now a new leader of the midfield train, who is leading away. Crowley, Equals, Daisy, Cruiser, Leps and March. Oh my god, there's basically the whole grid from P7 all the way down to P16. So
there's a chance for Equals. Oh, he does take the position because Crawley is busy taking out brake markers, and he's going to lose more positions as well. He's not going to get a good exit onto the straight, but is it enough for Daisy? No, I don't think he can make a move here. Whoa, yeah, he just got off track a slight bit, and Equals instantly using that chance to make that into a position gain. And now he is still struggling as well.
Yeah, I can see that, and I can see a Daisy trying to get on the inside, using that Crowley's mistake for himself as well. There he goes. I don't think Crowley can do too much in this situation. There goes a Daisy. Oh, there's also McLaren trying to get in the mix. That is Run Cruiser, and he's gonna get the position as well. Well done from him. He used that fight between the Alpine and Haas to get himself a position, so he grabbed a piece of that cake as well, and he's now up into P10. Crowley losing 2 positions in one situation, so that is not the best start race for him. as I can see Christian trying to monitorize the gap between him and Gamer and Strat. I don't expect him to be getting too closer, but he's actually working his best to at least stay in that 2-second gap, under that 2-second gap. And he's working it brilliantly, despite the fact he doesn't have a DRS from anybody ahead of him. And the guys in front do have a DRS to switch, but they don't seem to do it too much. Right now, Strat is leading the race, but of course they're gonna change the DRS and the lead with Gamer quite a while. And despite this, Christian's still holding on his best, so we'll see later on what's gonna happen.
We do see the position change out in front. Our Gamer still, these soft tires are still working for him so far. He can make the overtake happen with the DRS. And like you said, they are trading DRS. They're just calmly kind of racing out in front because they don't want Christian gaining on them. They don't want to give him a chance to get that DRS as well. So they're just not going to battle that out too hard out in front there. They're just going to keep driving their own race for now.
Yeah, it's the same with that little train behind Christian. There not seems to be too many moves in there. So I'm trying to take a look at that second snake who is starting up from equals and is going all the way down to P16. There's plenty of fight in here. I can see that is Lepson right in the back of Crowley Boys. That is the one situation we can take a look at. I don't think there's anybody closer to the overtake as of right now, because here comes Lepson. He's not following the slipstream too well. Perhaps he wants to wait for the move for a different situation as he's trying to follow Crowley. Oh, Crowley getting a bit too wide there again. Not too much, but then again, too wide to gain something from Lepson. So Lepson's gonna use that to get closer again. Not enough to make an overtake. Maybe now to get some better exit from the final corner as they head onto the main straight. And Lepson's gonna get a DRS. Crowley doesn't have a DRS. It's gonna be a position swap. Here comes Lepson to the right side of the Alpine, and he gets the job done up into P11. Good move from him. I mean, Crowley couldn't do too much in this situation, but still got the job done. And I see that Matt is struggling a bit. He's actually fallen off from that train of Hudim, Mali, and Christian. He was very close to them, and now he is 0.8 seconds away. Yellow flags in the back. That is Ferrari. Second one, so Gurla is down to the very bottom. He's in the gravel. Haven't seen what happened there, but the aftermath is clear. Both Ferraris out of the points, very much down to the bottom. This is not the race for the cars from Maranellos, as they're struggling to get back into the any pointing position. The race is not done, of course, it's far from over, but it doesn't look good for them. They need to pray to God for a safety car at this point. Nothing else could lift their situation up.
One thing I do want to mention about this track specifically is once you get the tires heated up, you will struggle. Those tires are not going to cool down easily. You got to take several slow laps if you want to cool the tires down. And we are seeing that right now with Crawley Boyce here in the midfield. He is just being overtaken by everybody else because, as you can see, there's just those few corners where he runs a bit wide now. And I think that is because the tires just overheat. Oh, and there's another spin. That's Bobby.
Yep, out goes the Alfa Romeo driver again, and in the meantime I was watching the midfield. In the same time, Daisy gets a position. He moves up to P9 ahead of Smelto. I can also see some moves a bit higher. Matt, he's still P6. No, nothing changing here, but Daisy got a position. He's up into P9. Now he's gonna try to get closer towards equals.
Smelto into the wall! He just went straight on! And that's a safety car, full safety car. Everybody's gonna pit now.
Went straight into a wall. I mean, what happened?
I think he was. I think he was right in the middle of fighting there. I think he wanted that position back from a Daisy, and he might have just been caught in the dirty air and not managed to get through that one corner. I was not on board with him, but I think that is what happened. They were fighting right there just before it happened.
Yeah, and you know who's gonna make the best of this? Of course, the strategy genius, our gamer, who I don't know if he predicted that or he just gambled. But he got what he wanted. The early safety car, those softs paid off. Now he's gonna hop onto fresh second type of tires, and he's gonna be still leading unless, of course, somebody decides to not come into the pits. But I believe that 90% of the grid is gonna come into the pits. As of right now, it's the best decision to make. So let's keep our eyes open onto
the first
who's
person
gonna pick
not
what
into
tires.
the pits is Gamakas. He is on the hards and he is staying on the hards. So he's taken that race lead. I think he will come out in first place here. Yeah, very easily.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna be leading, but at what cost? I mean, he's just gonna be an absolute overtake marathon against Kamagas. We saw that many times as the guys stay out during the safety car, and then they just rapidly lose position, like 5 positions per lap. So Kamagas is going to be leading the Grand Prix as of right now, followed by Gamer, and basically everybody is hopping on to fresh hards, except for the guys who started on hards. They're hopping onto mediums, so Cruiser is on mediums, Match is also on mediums. I don't think Cruiser started on hards, but I'm pretty sure that... Okay, so anyway, Cruiser is now on mediums, Match is on mediums, and we have plenty of softs. We got Lepson on softs, we got Nyko on softs. So it is interesting to see what they're gonna pull off. Maybe they're gambling for a second safety car midway through the race. I don't know. We're gonna see
I'm
what's
not
the
sure,
idea.
but I'm assuming that they started on the hards and they don't think they can make the mediums last till the end of the race. So they're just going for that gamble, just going for those softs, trying to take a few positions after the restart, I'd assume. Lepson has shown that he can very much make these overtakes happen here. And then just pray, I'd assume.
Yeah, by the way, we missed the fact that Bobby is also out. I haven't seen what happened to the other Alfa Romeo, but both Alfa Romeos are out now, so...
I think I saw his car driving around on the track, so I think he might have tried to retire in the pits, but the game just took it as a pit stop and then pushed him back out onto the track. But
yeah,
it didn't matter because the safety car is out anyway.
Perhaps this is what happens. So, we have a safety car, and I'm curious to see what's gonna happen at the top, because Kamagas is not only giving himself a chance to lead for a couple of laps, but most importantly, he is giving us entertainment, because he's gonna have plenty of cars trying to overtake him, and we know that in the league race, and basically every other race, every single overtake opportunity or overtake maneuver is a risk of causing chaos and carnage. So instead of having some quick guys race against each other, we're gonna have to see these quick guys not only race each other, but also try to get past this absolute minefield that is now Skamagas. He's just that landmine planted in the top, and anybody who makes a mistake trying to get past him, because basically everybody's gonna be faster, and if they make a mistake, they're gonna end up just like the Alfa Romeo or Ferraris. So we're gonna have to be careful. They're not only gonna have to be quick, but they're gonna have to be smart and cautious to make that move on Skamagas, unless he of course decides to come into the pits straight away after the safety car, but I don't think that's the plan. I just think he's gonna hold on as long as he possibly can, then just go to mediums.
At this
so
point,
let's see what's gonna happen.
Because you did mention the Ferraris, at this point I do have to apologize to Crystals. I did curse you in the qualifying, so if you're watching, I am very sorry about that, but you know, it has to happen to someone.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, and so far a very small amount of penalties. I mean, basically none of them. Only Matt has a 3-second time penalty, so that is interesting to see again compared to what we saw last week in Portugal in Tier 2, where like 95% of the grid had a penalty. I think only like 2 or 3 drivers didn't have penalties. Anyway, safety car is coming in this lap. Skamagas is gonna be the man restarting this Grand Prix, and let's keep our eyes open on him, and most importantly on the people right behind him, on who's gonna get past him. Our Gamer, he could get a good shift if he gets away nicely right behind Skamagas, overtakes him, and then just zooms away, because Skamagas is gonna hold back a lot of people. So our Gamer, all he has to do is just pass Skamagas as soon as possible and get the hell out of there, and just hope for Skamagas to block plenty of drivers for his favor. Let's see if that's gonna be the case. So
he has gone.
He is gone away, and he actually made a good restart, but it's not going to be enough, of course, on these tires. It's not a matter of if, but it's a matter of when. Our Gamer is going to be leading again. He's going to be leading right into turn 1. There he goes. Gamer is leading, but here comes Rompostrat as well, trying to get into the action. Oh, and there he goes. Skamagas sideways, and I'm pretty sure he clipped McLaren's front wing off, because there was a piece of wing flying off. And it could be Christian's McLaren. Yellow flag's not going to be a safety car. So there goes Gamer and Rompostrat pulling away.
Gone very wide.
Yes, it's Christian. It's Christian's wing. I told you, it's his wing. And now he's going to be blocking everybody. It's carnage in the midfield. Christian blocking everybody. And everybody has to go past him. What a shame for Christian. Couldn't have done much in this situation, as Skamagas was going sideways after making contact with
Oh, and Equals is the one running into the back of Christian here, and he's been overtaken by everybody else as a result of that.
What's going on? Cruiser going right, and everybody overtaking Christian. He's just having not that much of a fun. Oh, Equals trying to get past Hudim, almost out of the track, but he was just barely enough able to fit his car on the track. There's so much things going on in the midfield right now as the top two are zooming away. But let's take a look at what's happening in the midfield. Oh my god, these AlphaTauri and Haas. Christian gets a 3 second for track limits. Yeah, that is basically a race done for Christian, coming in the pits, most likely to retire unless he's gonna try to get back there and try to fight, but can't do much from this situation. Also in the pits is Much, who must have got some kind of damage as well. But let's see what's going on in the midfield. Hudim is leading that huge pile of cars. Cruiser's trying to get past him on the left. He can't get the job done. Right here, he's gonna try to make a switch to the right side. That was a good maneuver, and now he's gonna go wider than his opponent. He has better tires put it on, and that's most likely gonna enable him.
He's pushed off!
He's pushed off from the track by
and
the Alpine.
Equals is the one profiting from that because he was right behind that fight, ready to pounce, and he does take the position. So P7 for Equals for now.
Yeah, exactly, and this is not the end, this is just the beginning of Run Cruiser's issue, because look at who's coming. There it is, Lepson and Nico, both on fresh softs, faster than him most likely, so he's not gonna have a very nice time as of right now, but he's still trying to get past Equals. In the meantime, Larson gets the overtake done on Crystals from P13 up into P12. Crystals gets a position back, but anyway, I'm trying to stick with those guys in the midfield. The DRS is now enabled, not too much going on in the top 3, however, the top 6, 7, 8, this is where the fight is going on.
Larson losing positions. Oh no, okay, he was just overtake.
Yeah.
Everything is fine, he just lost some positions.
Yeah,
probably
it's
didn't
just
get a
so
good bounce.
tight. It's just so tight that you just can't see what's actually a fight and what's just a mistake, like a spin. You just can't figure it out, tell them apart from each other. But yeah, we're still going in this Grand Prix that is most likely, at least from my perspective, is exciting, to say the least. So let's see what's gonna happen. We still got plenty of laps to go, and I'm trying to stick with the action. What is going on as of right now? Nico is getting closer to Lepson, trying to make a move on him, and there he goes, gets a better exit, not enough to get the overtake done. Maybe he's gonna do it right now. He's very close to the Haas, but doesn't have enough pace to make that move, at least for now. He's gonna have to back it off.
Yeah, and everybody here has DRS. It is just one huge DRS train down from P6 Hoodin. Everybody behind that has the DRS. Everybody behind that is fighting. And important to keep in mind here, Run Cruiser, Lepson and Naiku, they have the faster tires and they are behind. So they really need to make these overtakes happen, and they need to make them happen fast. Equals taking the fastest lap there, and out in the lead! There's a change. Rompo takes P1 and Mali does take P3 as well. Now that the DRS has been enabled, we are starting to see some overtakes out in front as well.
Yep, the top 2 are most likely going to just switch position in order to use the DRS to get each other out of the threat of being overtaken by anybody else. So it's going to be most likely Gamer and Rumpelstrat to the finish line, of course, if nothing's going to go south. But for now, Mali is challenging Matt and a Daisy, but these guys are working together. Well, in the meantime, Cruiser is going around the outside of Hudim, and this time makes it work, does he? Oh, it's still some bumps from Hudim, but he has to let him through. Cruiser was way faster than him right now, and Cruiser is now setting his sights on Equals. He's gonna most likely try to pass the Mercedes driver in soon enough, because he does have a DRS on him. Equals doesn't, and this train just keeps going on and on and on, all the way from P6 of Equals down to P15 of Larson with no gap in between. Despite the fact that we have a huge train, not many position swaps for the past couple of laps, so the whole grid seems to be spreading out a bit. We're gonna see where it's gonna lead us. For now, we have same spot in the top, Strat and Gamer exchanging positions, but then again, it's most likely a short bit of cooperation to pull away from the rest of the boys, while Matt and Mali are going at it.
There. Oh, Mali was...
out.
They pushed each other. Yeah, they touched. They touched. Oh, and Mali goes right back onto the track. That seems a bit unsafe. Kola has to go around. Everybody has to go around Mali there.
Yep. So Mali, after that spin, just causes another carnage, another bit of carnage for us. But again, this changes a lot for the top 3, because now with Matt penalty applied as of this moment, a Daisy is a favorite to pick up P3 and stand on the podium, while Equals and the rest of the boys are slowly but surely trying to close the gap towards the rest of the grid ahead of them, because they're now 2 seconds away from the rest of these guys up front, and they're trying to work their magic. But then again, with Gamer and Rompostrat giving each other DRS every long main straight. Not too many things can change. Tunari, he does make a change, going up into P12 ahead of P11 ahead of Naiko, who does go down to P12 despite being on technically better tires, because Naiko has softs and Tunari has hards, but after these 6 laps, these softs are not that good again. Daisy makes an overtake on Matt. In the meantime, Gurla gets a free second time penalty, and Cruiser, he makes the move up into P5 ahead of Equal, so he finally did it. But then again, we can't really focus too much on the fight where there is the end of the DRS line, because with Cruiser and Rompostrat and Daisy, these guys are leading DRS straights, and it's obvious that they're gonna be swapping positions every now and then. So I'm trying to take a look at something in the middle.
Yeah, I think one thing to keep in mind as well here is Rune Cruiser is on the medium, so he is gonna lose out towards the end of the race. Those tires are not gonna last forever, and this track is just horrible on the tires. So he's gonna go towards at least 70% by the end of the race, I would say.
Yeah. I would have to say that race is interesting, and I know it from the fact that Damien just informed us that he was so hooked onto the race that he forgot about his pie. Most likely burned it, so rest in peace to Damien's pie.
Yeah, very sorry to hear that.
Yeah, we're not gonna forget the guy, but at least he spent that time, quality time with us here, because this is absolute mayhem here in Tier 2 so far, and Crowley Voice makes an overtake up into P8 ahead of Lepson. Must have been some kind of huge Lepson mistake, because he lost not only a position but plenty of time to Crowley as well. And now let's see if the boys behind him can use that. Here comes Crystals, trying to get close to the Haas driver. Tunari is also right on their back. This could be a good fight for the pointing position. So here they come now. Crystals trying to make the best of his mistake as he's trying to get closer. I can see that lamp blinking on that Haas, meaning that he doesn't have much of an energy left. There goes Crystals on his right side. It's gonna pass him clean. There he goes. A little bit, just teeny tiny. And Tunari, he benefits on that as well, getting positioned. So Lepson going down 2 places in 1 corner. Again, it's not down of his troubles, because Naiko, he also wants to get in on the action. He's gonna have to back it up for here, because he knew this could be dangerous. We have some swaps in the back. Gurla and Mali finding it out, but I'm trying to stay with Naiko to see what's he gonna do, trying to get the best of Lepson. But Lepson, I would say for now, at least for now, he's safe, while Tunari and Crystals are now going behind Crowley Voice, 1.5 towards Crowley, who doesn't have a DRS. They have DRS, they can swap it on the main straights and try to get the gap closer. In the meantime, at Daisy, he actually got caught up to the top 2 boys. So at Daisy is working brilliant of this race, and he's now up into P3 ahead of Matt. Not only that, but he's also right behind the top 2. So the top 3 is now racing for the win. Matt has pulled away from them. He's actually dropped back behind them. He's now only
look at Daisy going around the outside. He is trying to get past Rompostrat here. He wants that P1, and he came from the very back of the race. So he's just doing his own little last to first challenge here.
Yeah, Daisy is working absolutely brilliant magic as of right now, trying to surprise everybody in this race. How many positions did he actually benefit? Let me check that.
I must have been 16.
Positions. 16 positions gained, and he's racing for the win. That is a driver of the day candidate, if not the actual driver of the day already. Of course, many things can happen in this race, but that is looking great for Daisy. Of course, we're gonna have to wait to the finish line to see how this is gonna end. This can go any way. We were expecting a lot, and we are getting a lot delivered here in Tier 2. So for now, let's let the boys cook, let them make some meals up in the top 3, top 4. Let's see what the boys in midfield can give us as of right now. And I don't think there's too much going on. I mean, Naiko is right on the back of Lepson, but he's been doing that for quite a while, but now seems to be getting to work. Can he make that overtake happen? Yes, he can. Down the main straight alongside the Haas, and there he goes up into P11. In the meantime, Hudim gets himself ahead of Cruiser. We need to take an eye on those overtakes, because every single overtake could end up in a carnage, as we saw with plenty of boys so far. Kamagas gets himself in the pit lane after going from P1 to P16 during that period where he stayed out. I mean, to give him credit, he was 19 laps on these hards, so they must have been dying, but he was still going, so at least that's some kind of feat. But yeah. So, what do we have going on? Naiko and Lepson, 10 laps old softs. I would have to say they're about to start getting wrecked. They're not going to be much of a use in a couple of next laps to go, so they're gonna have to think about those cruisers also on mediums, so he's not gonna be the fastest during the ending stages of this race. Gonna have to either stay on these mediums to the finish line and let them bleed, or have to go for a fresh soft, but that's of course gonna be an extra pit stop for him, so it's gonna be a difficult choice for Cruiser to make a decision on these tires, and not many position swaps as of right now, as the whole grid just tries to go against each other. Rompostrat is leading the race again, the potential of winning 2 races in a row so far that season after winning Portugal. In Portugal, he can also win here tonight in Spain, but Gamer and a Daisy trying to challenge him. Matt is just waiting there behind them, peacefully waiting for his opportunity to get the podium if somebody gets a penalty for the top 3. And that's the most we get of action right now. Cruiser is trying to get closer to Hudim and make an overtake, but I mean, for how long these mediums are going to be effective, they have to give up at some point, so not many things going on as of right now. But then again, we got plenty of them going on so far, and with just plenty of laps to go, you have to start wondering, is somebody going to make a pit stop to the end of the race? Even the boys from Softs could technically try to go to the finish line, despite the fact it's almost impossible, but yeah.
Yeah, I think on those mediums it is just a game of playing around the DRS trains. You just have to stay in the DRS of somebody else, and then you don't have to push the tires as much. You can just stay behind, just race calmly, and those tires will last for quite a while. The softs, however, I would be... Oh, that's a spin! Oh, Hudim is off, but I don't think he touched the wall. I think he's fine, but he's of course losing a lot of positions because that was on the straight.
It doesn't really matter if you touch the wall going down to P12 from these.
And Tunari does take the position from Quali Voice there as well.
Yeah, I have to wonder, was that a spin, or was there something going on between him and Cruiser? Because I know these guys were going close to each other. Have you seen, was there some kind of contact maybe?
No, I'm pretty sure it was just him spinning off. I think it was the pressure applied off the medium tires behind him, and he was just going a bit too fast out of that final corner. And it is a track where you can very easily spin. That track just doesn't grip onto you, and it's very easy to suddenly spin. We've seen that a few times now. Especially
with these tires overheating quite often, so yeah, that was a big mistake from Hudim, and that's most likely gonna put him out of the fight for points. Of course, we said this about many drivers. For example, remember how we said about Crystals when he was spinning out to the bottom, and we were like, no, Ferrari's out of the points, but now he's trying to make his way back up there. He's P9 already, challenging for P8. In the meantime, Larson and Mali and Hudim are going at it, but of course it's a battle for P13, while Crystals is trying to battle for some better point situation for himself. These guys are still going at it. Oh, and we have pit stop from Naiko. These cells are not going to the finish line. I can see he barely broke before that line because he was going sideways due to too much braking, and I can see that Hudim is in the pits, so most likely some kind of front wing damage. Are they gonna change it? Yes, there's a front wing change for Hudim, so there must have been some kind of contact with that wall, at least big enough to make that damage, to make it change. And that's gonna be a pit stop for him. What's going on as of right now? The top 4 boys are still having their own little democracy pact going on between each other, just peacefully going to the finish line. They're most likely gonna jump into each other's throats on the final lap, but for now they're just working together. While Equals and Cruiser, well, again, they can't do too much against each other. They have to work together to try to get close to the top. But they have 3 seconds working gap towards the guys ahead of them, and Hudim retires from the session, but he crashed! That's a safety car, full-on safety car, right after leaving the pits.
Lepson is gonna be so happy about that. Imagine!
Hell yeah.
That is perfect for him. And
Absolutely.
also Run Cruiser on those mediums, he can just go on to some softs now.
Yeah, but everybody who has spared softs are now gonna be in heaven. The question is, does everybody have them? I'm pretty sure not everybody's gonna have a fresh set of softs. Maybe? We're gonna see in a minute.
I am seeing mediums on a Daisy. He does not have any fresh softs because he did start on the softs. So that is where his fresh softs went. And our gamer, did he just take one in the pits there?
But our gamer does have a fresh set of softs despite starting on softs. So I have to wonder what's going on for Daisy. Maybe it was a plan to go on mediums to try to stick with the rest of the boys for the beginning of these laps, and then he gambles that on the final laps these softs are going to be worse than mediums. And I mean, he's not wrong technically, but it's a gamble of how much of an advantage those mediums are going to give him compared to these old softs, and that is a difficult thing to predict, but it is interesting to say the least. To see the Rumpostrat and Gamer going at it the whole race, a Daisy coming out of the blue, and now he's gambling on tires like our Gamer did from the beginning. So that is absolutely wonderful to see that in the race. And let's just give credits where it has to be given. A Daisy, 16 positions gains up into P3, equals starting P20. He's now P6, so there's some great comebacks. Crystals, he was again at the very bottom of the field, and now he's P9 running in points. So there's some great comeback drive we are seeing from this race. Of course, there are some guys who are top the whole race, like Rumpostrat and Gamer. They just keep going at it up in front. So this race just delivers us a lot of different stories, and the final chapter of it is about to be unfolded in a couple of laps as the safety car is gonna come to the pits. So, what do we expect as of right now? We're definitely gonna have to take a look at the front, guys, because as of right now, anything can happen. Even guys like Cruiser equals to Nari, they might as well join the party for the wins. So we're gonna have to keep our eyes wide open for that.
Yeah, and Equals also one of those guys just coming through the field from the very back. I think he can make something happen here on the restart. If he gets a good launch out of oh, somebody into the pits. That's Gabagas. Ah, yeah, he was on the old softs, so of course he's going into the pits now. He's just making use of that safety car as well as the other guys. Yeah, I think it's going to be gearing up to be some very interesting battles. I think the person really hurting from this is going to be Matt, because that time penalty he took after, I think, only about 5 laps, I think that's going to really sting at the end of the race now after the safety car.
Yeah, he's going to feel that quite heavily after finish line, because he's going to drop a lot of places unless he can somehow put away. I mean, we have seen this today so many times, one mistake causing the whole grid to split into 2 parts, so perhaps he's hoping for something like that. But then again, it's gonna take a miracle for Matt to finish in a very decent position. As of right now, he will be finishing pretty much in the back of the pointing position, but yeah, it's not close to P4. Ocean Chief gave us an info. Looked at the Hudim incident again. He was beside Much when it happened. Must have been contact.
I do believe that there was some contact there. We might have a replay of that somewhere to hand to the FIA. But yeah, I think it will at least be some investigation after the race. There was definitely some touch there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's gonna change too much. I mean, the guy is P17, old mediums. I don't predict him going up into points anytime soon, but then again, the justice has to be served where it is needed. So yeah, let's get that thing out of the way.
Yeah, sadly you can't undo a collision. That is a shame. Once something has happened, you can't just jump out into the front. There is going to be another lap of safety car here, so everybody's just going to be so excited to start the race again, and it's just another lap of safety car, warming up their tires, making sure they don't actually take some life out of the softs. I have seen people spin under safety car as well. We don't want that to happen.
Yeah, exactly. And Much is in the pits again. I'm just counting myself, like, we're gonna have about 6 laps of racing when the safety car is going off, and I don't really believe that softs are gonna be that bad compared to mediums that a Daisy is gonna make them work. I think softs are gonna be better even at the finish line of the final lap. I don't think a Daisy made the right call with those mediums.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he must have not had a choice. All his softs must have been old, because otherwise I don't see why he would go for the mediums there. Even as a gamble, I think that is just way too risky here towards the end of the race, and well, he might just pay for it, but there is a chance that there's just going to be trains forming everywhere, and he can just keep that position. We have seen that happen a few times. Everybody was right behind each other, but no real passes. So maybe he's just hoping that everybody will keep position.
Yeah, we just got praised from Icewind for the commentary, so
thank you very much,
Mr.
Icewind.
Let's keep it rolling. Yeah, Matt must be unhappy with his penalty. Yeah, that's what we were saying. Like, that penalty after that safety car is going to cost him a massive amount of positions. So, safety car is in this laps. We're gonna have 6 laps of racing to the finish line. Gamer, leading the last race winner and the championship leader, Rompostrat, a Daisy, who is gambling on mediums, Matt with a penalty, and the whole rest of the grid lining up behind him on fresh softs. Let's see which way is this gonna go. Red Bull, Mercedes, perhaps Haas, anybody can pick up the win here. They try hard enough. Let's see what's Gamer gonna do. Sneaking, lurking on a very low gear right now, going about 100 kilometers per hour. Slowly, where is he gonna go? Fully deep on the throttle, in the corner, at the corner, into the corner. Where is he gonna go for it? Not yet. Still sneaking a bit.
Wow.
Still holding them back. He's really pushing on the edge. There he goes.
Oh, and look at the Daisy!
Oh, and Mach gets... Oh, Mach is pitting. Gets 5 seconds. Okay, he's retiring. But anyway, Gamer is leading, but a Daisy, he was trying to make a move on Rompostrat. Didn't get this quite yet, and there they go.
Mediums.
Gamer. Nice move from him as he's trying to pull away. I mean, he's not going to be able to pull away this much. Coley Voice gets a move on Mali up into P8, but I'm trying to stick with the top guys to see what's going to happen. And as of right now, I can see that Cruiser is trying to get back into that fight as he's trying to make the best of Matt, but he can't get it quite yet. Daisy is looking for that possibility of overtaking Rompostrat, so he's working brilliantly on these mediums, despite the fact he technically should be slower, at least for a couple of laps. He's actually keeping up quite well with Rompostrat, so perhaps he's going to be able to fight for the win to the finish line, while Rompostrat is still sitting behind Gamer patiently. Oh, and we have Mali out! Mali is out, and there's going to be another full safety car!
No way!
Wait a minute, are we gonna have a
God.
restart? Wait, count that, because this could be a finish of the race under the safety car.
I don't
Quickly
think
count that.
I think we will have a restart. I think they will just go
20,
one lap because
they're entering lap 29, so it's gonna be...
everybody
Oh,
is
look at
already
this.
lined up. Everybody's already lined up behind the safety car. I think
Yeah,
we are
that's
fine
the
to see
pro.
another restart. Oh, I did not expect 3 safety cars.
Oh
And there's a
my
pit stop from
God.
Christian and from Skamagas. They're just
I mean,
gonna go for one more.
they're in the back. They're in the back. There's nothing to lose. They're just gonna have to gamble for that.
Oh, Skamagas
Skamagas.
takes 5 seconds.
Oh. Yikes. Okay, so we got lap number 29 as of right now. It's gonna be most likely for lap number 30 and 31. We're gonna be restarting about lap 32, 33. So it's gonna be mostly two laps of racing. You know who that plays very well for?
And what happened to Crystal? To
Crystal's
Did he spin out again?
Yeah.
Did he
dropped a
spin
lot of
out
places,
under the safety
perhaps,
car? Come on,
perhaps.
Crystals. I don't know
we
what
do
else would have
have-
happened. He did not pit.
We do have opinion from the chat that he crashed on purpose.
Interesting. Yeah,
I mean-
I did see Mali just go off the track and then suddenly he retired. I'm not sure
I mean,
what happened there though.
I'm not gonna throw accusations. All I'm gonna say is that it doesn't look good for Mali because he is a Red Bull driver, and look who's leading the race.
Yes.
I mean, of course, it's nothing of an evidence, and we don't have
Yeah.
evidence for that.
we have never seen anything like that, especially
Yeah,
not from Renault
yeah.
in 2000 and what was it?
Yeah,
9?
exactly.
Yeah, no, we've never
yeah,
seen anything
something
like that.
Renault, or was that Force India, I believe? I think it was Force India.
I distinctly remember Alonso being involved.
yeah, exactly. We know what's going on, but I think it was, I don't know. Anyway, doesn't really matter. So at Daisy, this works brilliantly for him. Sorry, my English is crashing after about an hour of speaking, but this works brilliantly into his hands. Look at this. He's on mediums compared to the softs, and I don't know if he's just very lucky or he predicted there's gonna be another safety car, but this is exactly what he wanted. He's gonna have so much better tires now because, actually, does he? I mean,
I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's really gonna be a difference.
Yeah, I
because
mean, now that I think about it, I
Yeah,
don't think
they
it's that much of a
I think they
difference.
only raced like half a lap there, so I don't think that the people on the softs took too much life out of them. But I think they
Yeah.
might be on par now. I think the mediums would now be fine on the second restart. So Daisy is gonna be happy about that for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
And Larson?
For what?
See, I was wondering what was happening there because Crystals and
Ignoring
Larson
the
have just
flag.
been trading positions for some reason. And I was expecting
okay.
something to happen there. I think that is what happened. I think Larson just
Yeah.
got a little unlucky there with taking that position back from Crystals.
No idea what is that about, but yeah. What is it about Spain and people crashing on purpose? I don't know. I have no idea. So, it's lap 30. It's most likely not gonna be in this lap, or is it? I mean, the whole grid is piled up nicely. It could be.
It will be,
but then
three
again...
laps of racing. That would be at least a bit of a race towards the finish line. Could be very exciting. And it is
there it is. So it's 3 laps of racing to the finish line. It can't be a safety car right now, it's too late. So it is clean racing to the finish line, hopefully. Our gamer, he has the most important task right now for himself. He has to catch others sleeping. He can't use the same maneuver of just going slow on the main straight. He has to do it somewhere else. He has to do it either entering the corner, in the corner, or out of the corner, but he can't wait for the long straight again, because I don't think they're gonna be able to. He's gonna be able to catch them sleeping twice for the same maneuver.
That is what you said last time, so we will see. Maybe he does just go slow.
Yeah, maybe. Oh no, there it is, there it is. He's trying to trick them again, and there he goes right before the final corner and tries to pull away from Rompostrat, trying to move it out of the slipstream, but he can't do much. At Daisy, he was caught sleeping because he's 0.6 already. Rompostrat doesn't wait a bit, he goes into the lead and is now leading the race with 3 laps to go. What's gonna happen?
That's a touch. Matt is out. He was trying to overtake a Daisy.
Matt is out all the way to the bottom. I mean, he wasn't going for strong, definite points, but he was going for something, and now he's going for nothing. So Matt is down to the very bottom, but we have to stick with the race leaders to see who's gonna win this GP, as Rompostrat is leading Gamer. What's gonna Gamer do right now? He has to be careful, because Daisy, despite the fact he's 0.7 behind, he can still get caught up if Gamer is gonna spend too much time behind Rompostrat. But on the other hand, if he's gonna try to overtake Rompostrat, he might just make Matt and just go all the way down to the bottom. He has to be careful about his next decisions. What is he gonna do? As Daisy is getting closer.
I think that with this restart, we will have DRS on the final lap, so that is something to keep in mind. Maybe our gamer just sticks behind Rompostrat for now and tries to make the last and final overtake on the final lap.
Yeah, that is absolutely possible. I'm thinking if anybody else can join the battle for the win, and the only possibility I see for it right now is Cruiser. Tunari with the fastest lap being P6. Cruiser, who is trying to make a move on Daisy. Can he do it? And can do it into turn 1. Matt gets another penalty. Of course, he's coming in to retire. And I'm trying to take a look if Cruiser can do something, because of course Gamer is gonna wait patiently behind Rompostrat to the finish line, but Daisy and Cruiser can't do that. They have to engage in some kind of fight if they want to win this GP, because they all have a chance to do so. Tunari and Equals, they're also not out of the picture to win this GP as of right now, so this is looking very good in terms of the excitement to the finish line. Lap 32, and Cruiser is just looking for a way past Daisy, but Daisy is holding on and he's standing his ground. And these softs, despite being still a bit better than mediums, I would say these tires are about the same as of right now. At least they're closer than they were before. So let's see what's gonna happen. Can Cruiser find a way past Daisy, as Gamer is still sitting patiently behind Rompostrat? And a bad news for the Mercedes driver, he has way less battery, 50% compared to 70 of Gamer, so he is just waiting for his moment. Lap 33, the final lap, DRS enabled. Gamer using that battery, decreasing that ERS. Can he get past Rompostrat into turn 1? And no, he's gonna back it off. He's gonna wait for it again, as he still goes for it. In the meantime, Equals gets a move past Cruiser. He's now up into P4 as they're racing for the podium as well. Daisy just pulls away safely in P3, trying to survive there on those mediums for that podium. So now it's only a matter of who's gonna win this GP, Strat or Gamer, Mercedes or Red Bull. Can Rompostrat pick up a second win, or is Gamer's strategy gonna work out? They have about the same battery as of right now. The only advantage for Gamer is gonna be DRS, but that detection point is not in a comfortable spot for him. He's gonna have not that much of a chance to make it work. He does have a DRS right now. It only brings him closer towards the Rompostrat, but it doesn't help him overtake as we're entering the final sector. And I think Rompostrat is gonna survive. I think he's gonna hold on to it as they head to the final corners of the Spanish Grand Prix. The Mercedes driver who won in Portuguese, he's entering the final long main straight as he goes for the second victory this season, and Rompostrat does it. He survives Gamer, who goes P2. Daisy closes up the podium. Then it's Equals, Cruiser, Tunari, Crowley, Lepson, Naiko are finishing the pointing positions. What a finish.
Yeah, what an amazing finish to the race there. Only 3 laps after a safety car, just that DRS in the final lap as well, but our gamer just couldn't make that one DRS straight work, and it is a nice race win for Rompo.
So, I mean, how on earth do you pick a driver of the day today? Because it could be anybody at this point. Like, come on.
Yeah, absolutely. All of these guys fighting it out in front. They just managed to keep it clean for the whole race. And it was such a nice race. Watching them fight, Rompo, Strat, and our game were just trading positions for the entire race. I have to say, for me personally, it is probably still a daisy. That insane strategy, starting on the softs, going onto pretty much every kind of tire throughout the race. Every time there was a safety car, he just pits, and he's up to P3 onto the podium from P19. I think he's my driver of the day at least.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. I was thinking about equals because he started from P20, went P4 in the fastest lap, but he's just outside of the box of the podium. So I'm gonna have to agree and say that a daisy is gonna be the driver of the day here on Spain. And wow, what a race! Finally, the season 14 Tier 2 delivered a great race after underwhelming Portugal. We had a great Spanish GP, and the only question remaining is, are we going to have some interviews after that absolute war that we have seen on this Catalonian track? Let's see if somebody wants to speak with us for a moment. We're going to have to wait.
All of the drivers right now move into the interviews channel, and we will just drag you in. We want to talk to you. Well, maybe not every single one, because we will be sitting here by tomorrow.
yeah, obviously. We'll see if somebody is even gonna show up for the occasion. Anyway, we can sum up the race ourselves in the meantime. I mean, obviously a great race, starting from qualifying all the way to the finish line. An absolutely amazing race we have seen here today in Spain. I haven't watched the last... Oh, we have interviewer that will going to
Mr.
join us.
Fedevara, Crystals, yes.
Fedevara. Hello, Crystals.
Hello.
So, first of all, how was your overall race experience here in Spain? Because it was hell for some, paradise for others. What do you say about that GP?
Well, I'm actually disappointed because I was like P9, P8 on the second safety car restart. I tapped out and I dropped all the positions, so I had to restart the P14. But yeah, luckily I've got 9th. I got a few points because some people got just 3-second penalty because they got penalties. But yeah, overall, I can say it was a quite good race for me. I got a few battles, also with Crowley, Larson, Lepson, and other people. So yeah, my goal, to be honest, is to be in top 5 within the end of the season, but as you saw, this tier is so competitive. So also on quali for a few tenths, you're just out of top 5. So yeah, I need to improve my overall pace.
Yeah, and I think during the race you did seem to have the pace, but just those spins. I do have to apologize as well. I did curse you during the qualifying, Fede, so really sorry for that one.
What did you say?
Well, I said you do sometimes tend to spin in the race, and then you did. So very sorry for that one. But I do wanna ask, what happened to you during that last safety car? You were just suddenly dropping positions.
Yeah, I said that I tapped out.
Was that just losing control over your own game? Okay.
No, I just tapped out. I don't know why. I was just looking at a message on Discord. I want to see Tier 2 General. And
well,
then
that is understandable.
Yeah. And then I tapped in and I saw myself drop into P14. That's it. But actually, the spin wasn't my fault because there was like Naiku, I think, who lost the control, so I got scared and just lost the control of my car. But no, actually, yeah, I got P9 today, and last week I got P10, so I'm just becoming the Ocean Chief of Tier 2, I feel like. But yeah, I just hope to, get back my pace. But it's difficult with these guys. They're very fast. They all improved.
Yeah, I think it's just a very challenging tier to drive around in, but if you just keep collecting those points and if you keep moving forwards, I mean, you were P10, you are now P9. You just gotta keep moving forwards, and you'll be winning races by no time.
Next P8 and so
Yes.
on. But yeah, it's so shame for Gurla that he spun on the same point as mine. And yeah, and like he got 3-second penalty. Otherwise he would have got 2 points, probably P8. But yeah, hopefully next week is gonna be a better race.
Yeah, but next week it is Baku. So what is your opinion on that track?
Well, that's my favorite track, and I was pretty used to be very fast. So hopefully it's gonna be a better race for me. But yeah, I really like Baku.
Okay, so if you don't have any more questions for our guests, then we're gonna have to say thank you for coming here to talk to us, Crystals. And
Yeah, actually, who dragged me into interviews? was Eversnax?
It was not me. It was not me.
I mean, you were in an interview section, so
yeah,
I
know, but I don't know. Well,
I mean, what? You don't want to talk to us?
No, I did.
No.
I'll grab you next time, okay? I promise.
Okay. Well, next time.
So thank you for your time.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
See you. And we have our gamer ready to talk to us, so let's bring him in. Hey.
Yo, hello?
So, that was quite a bit of everything, wouldn't you say?
I don't know. At the front was pretty normal and plain and boring, but I don't know what happened behind that.
Yeah, but safety cars, the lead, the non-lead, then another safety cars, 3 laps of racing. I mean, what was the plan on the finish line? Because you were clearly sitting behind Rumpelstrat for a bit on purpose. So were you thinking, I'm gonna get him on the final main straight with DRS, or just gonna get him with some kind of other DRS zone? What was the plan behind that?
Honestly, I think he just had a bit too much second speed. And he got me by surprise. The first lap, he overtook me. And I know, even if I'd used ERS that time, I would just drain my ERS and it was overtake me later. I think I've just disadvantaged with the late safety car because I can't really do any strats because it's only one DRS straight. DRS activation at the end. So yeah, I think it just out of my hands at that point. Yeah, Rombostrat drove brilliantly. Yeah, that and he deserved the win. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think in the qualifying it was already really close. Were you already expecting such a close race between you guys?
Honestly, after last race in Portimao, I was confident that pace. If I had DRS, I can stay with them. If I had DRS, so I was not really surprised that it was close. I think it's always close. Equals Christian, Rombostrat and me. I think it's going to be the same for most of the season. But I was surprised with the penalties and disqualifying from Equals and Christian. I think that just gave me just a big advantage that I can just cruise with Rombostrat at the front because I think the guys behind didn't have the pace and they were a bit a couple of incidents behind, so there was a gap. So we can just me and Rompo just chill and just swap with the DRS and never really worry about people behind catching up. Except when at Daisy, I think you said we had great race pace there, and I know if he was leader of the train behind us, he would catch up. But other than that, yeah, I think me and Rompo just had it locked at the front, me and him.
Okay, so do you have any other questions to our guest?
Well, one more question maybe. I am wondering what was your thoughts when you saw that second safety car coming into the pits, and I know for the first safety car it was very interesting to see you just go up onto pretty much the start finish line and then book it. What were you thinking during the second restart there, shortly before the end?
Honestly, my safety car restart, I turn off my brain and I imagine the worst place to go and the stupidest place to go, so I can catch out people behind me. And I think first time I went late because I didn't want Rompo to have a big straight to overtake me, him, and Dizzy, because I think they both had higher speeds than me. So I went late because of that, because I wanted a buffer. So in the next lap, and Dizzy can't really catch me, and I can stay P2 because I wanted to stay P1 or P2. I didn't want to go back to P3 and have to, naggle with the guys behind and fight pointless fights. But yeah, the second one, I don't know. I just thought let's go like as early as possible, and I just went there. And I think Rompo, even if he was a bit caught out, he still had the speed to catch up, and I think he overtook me that lap or the lap after. I have no idea, but yeah, I think he just had too much speed. Even if I went, he had like a 4/10 gap. He would still be he could still overtake me at the end until turn 1. But yeah, I just wanted to gap to P3, not P2.
Yeah, you could very much see that. You just wanted to stay somewhere out in front and just keep that battle going. It was very close one, very exciting to watch for sure.
Yeah, very much actually.
Okay, so thank you for your time, gamer, here spent with us. And good luck on your future endeavors next week in Bahrain. Do you like Bahrain? Sorry,
Baku, Azerbaijan.
Baku.
No, I don't like Baku.
You don't
at
like
all.
Baku?
Like I despise it so much. I liked it in 21, but I don't know, like 22, 23. It was not my track. I don't know, like it's such low traction. I like the 90 degree corners. Like I don't know, they feel good to me, but I don't know, the traction just. I feel like 100 meters until like 4th gear, I wheel spin. So it's a bit of pain there. But I'm just hopeful I don't crash, because I think last time we drove it, I drove like a miserable race. I had a couple of wing damage, pit stops. I was really fighting for the win at all that time. So I just hope to improve that. I just want to like have decent race results. I think it's a long season. It's 14 races. You want to have points every race, like every round. People may have DNFs, may have bad races, may not attend at all. So I just want to take advantage of that with more consistent results from my side.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, thank you for talking with us, our gamer, and yeah, good luck in your next future adventures, your future races. Yeah. We'll see what's gonna happen, where it's gonna lead you, because you're in the championship battle right now, and we're gonna see who's gonna get the best of it. Is it gonna be you, Rompostrat, somebody else? Because as of right now, Rompostrat is slowly pulling away, but he's fine. I can see that Crystals is waiting in interview section, but I'm pretty sure it's not because he wants to get back here. I don't know.
It would be quite
Maybe.
funny to have a second interview with him, but I don't think we have enough questions for that one.
And I don't think I have enough strength left in me, so let's just wrap it up. So thank you, gamer, for your time spent with us.
No worries, man. Thank you guys for commentating, and welcome back, Eversnax.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, Crystals is here. What's up, buddy?
Oh, hello.
That is very interesting. I'm not sure how
I
he
didn't
came
move
in
it
here.
this time. I didn't move it this time.
I didn't know. Later.
So maybe
Cool.
somebody in the chat can clear up what happened here. Well, Fedevara, now that you're here, we're very happy to talk to you again. Did you want to add anything to what you said earlier? No, he did not. Okay,
I guess he
that's
does
all
not.
that then.
People, Ocean Chief keeps asking, ask him why he's so dirty considering he's washed.
I'm not. Yeah, he just told me on DM spa. I'm washed, but not dirty. Don't say that. Don't say that.
Okay, we're gonna
Okay.
wrap it up. It's been
Yeah, I think we're done insulting crystals here, and we will just wrap it up here for today. This was Tier 2 in Spain, racing in Barcelona today. Very exciting race, lots of safety cars. We did predict it before the race. We were talking a lot about safety cars beforehand.
Yeah, and I think we settled for 2 or 3 at the end of the day. I can't remember quite well. Yeah. But anyway, we are done and dusted for this week's race, and I mean, there's still tomorrow's Tier 1 of Spanish Grand Prix, and after that, we'll see you guys next week in Azerbaijan for Baku. So stick with us, keep watching us, keep following us, and we'll see you guys in the future. So thank you for seeing us tonight.